Hey guys, I'm just recording this video for the students who want to know about the networking. And this is the simple networking, simple basic networking that every organizations, the small organization would have. So the purpose of this video is make the student understandable how the devices and the network works. So what I have designed, this is simple VLAN concept, so I don't have that much VLANs. So every organization generally there would have the lots of floor, and each floor has one, two, three, more than two switches. That's the depending on the users, how many users that works on each floor, and the different floor have the different department. So, but basically, I just designed this one like third floor has one switch. Let's say this is the 24 port switch, so at least 24 user would be there, but more than that. So this is the basic. Like let's say this is like 50 users organization, and they will have all the floor are connected with the server room. Server room would have the core switch or firewall or router, anything L3 device, and the other server devices, servers like PM server, virtual machine servers can be there, file server can be there, the NAS device can be there, and backup server can be there. So the backup all the data from the user is stored on file server, and from the file server data will be back up to the NAS or cloud backup, anything else, and we will have the internet. So our purpose on this network is simple. Just we have the one file server, DHCP server, and we will have one DC server. I'll make this one as DC and DHCP both. Okay, domain controller and DHCP server. Okay, we have to have more resources, so I can show you that status of my lab right now. So I have 1% CPU uses right now, the memory and disk is 49% already used. So I think on this one I may not run all device together like the real organization, but we can run few of those devices and we can make that. So let's say okay, this is the DSCP and it doesn't work. DC DSCP prefix name, machine type, CPU. Let's see if this allow, otherwise no worries. Maybe it doesn't accept that. DC DSCP unlike this. Okay. Okay, that worked. Okay. First, working on this lab, so we have to make the network. To make the network, we have to configure these all switch. So if we have the VLAN, we have to configure VLAN and connectivity between core switch, connectivity between this one and this one. Let's first what we will do. What's my plan is that so configuring VLAN, the manual configuration, configuring VLAN on those all switch and those switch connection between those access switch and core switch will be the trunk. These will connected here, and this switch will be connected with the internet. We may need to configure some routing, some netting, those things here, but I have used this core switch. I may need to add a router later here. So first design the internal network, and we can use the router here for netting. Yeah, I don't think that this switch to the net later for the internet. First make the connectivity between the internal, and the one part we'll look at later. Let's go from switch 1. We'll go from the switch 1. This is connected like this, so we can connect the printer later here, and we can connect the wireless access point on here. Okay, as per design, let's go start this one. Okay, let's turn this switch on. Let's turn this switch on, and we are going to configure this switch 1 first. Okay, open switch 1. What we have to configure here? Okay, configure terminal, host name first. Let's keep the switch 1, and we have to create the VLAN first. Okay, VLAN 10, name IT, VLAN 20. Okay, VLAN 20, name staff, VLAN 30, name Wi-Fi, VLAN 30, name. I'm doing slowly so that you can understand this. And VLAN 40, name printer. Okay, VLAN 40, name. Okay, sorry, 40, name printer. Okay, done. Okay, for your understanding, let me show you. So VLAN brief, we just create the VLAN for now. IT for VLANs are here, but so IP interface brief, if you see that those are the interface right here, nothing has connected. So interface VLAN, nothing. VLAN 10, nothing is in there. Okay, let it now. Nothing is for now. Okay, let's save this one. So if you want to see the running configuration, we can do so run. We have not done nothing yet, just we have done create the VLAN. So VLAN brief. Okay, we have these all VLANs for now. Nothing. We have not assigned any port on VLAN. Nothing is done. We have this port available, and we have to assign the port for VLAN. So right now, I'm going to assign two device. These two device, one for IT, one for staff. Okay, let's go. Configure terminal interface E0/0 switch port mode access, switch port access E0/0 VLAN 10. Okay, exit. Interface E0/1 switch port more access, switch port access VLAN 20. One is going to be staff and one is going to be IT. Let's do so VLAN brief. If you want to see, IT has it 0 by 0 IT. So whichever connected with IT, they'll get the IP from the IT VLAN, and staff will get the VLAN IP from the staff VLAN. Later on, our DHCP server assign the IP to them, because in the large environments, so it's hard to assign the IP individually. So those are assigned from the DHCP server. Okay, let's save it for now. Let's go to the switch 3. How come there is R3? It's not the switch. Interesting. Okay, let's connect this one. Let's see. Enable configure terminal hostname. Let's give the switch 3. I'm doing faster. Okay, I'm not going to give the name on VLAN. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Oh, we forget to create the VLAN 100 as well. 20, 30, VLAN 100. I'll show you later what happened, because we have not created the VLAN 100 here, because VLAN 100 is for the server to connect with the server later to make the connectivity between them. Now, that's it. That's it. Let me show you. So VLAN. Later we'll troubleshoot it. It's better we can troubleshoot it. We have 10, 20, 30, 100 VLAN. Let's assign the port on VLAN in terminal. Interface is 0/0. Switch port mode access. Switch port access. VLAN 10. Okay. Exit. Interface is 0/1. Switch port access. Switch port mode access. Switch port access. VLAN 20. Exit. Do so run VLAN brief. We can do that. Something wrong. Character B, VLAN list. VLAN brief. I don't know what's going on. Okay, no worries. So VLAN brief. Okay, now we have VLAN is here. Port is assigned. Let me copy. Copy running configuration to startup configuration. We can run this command as well. We don't need to give any file name. Let's go to router 5, switch 5. I don't know, it's showing the router. I may give the wrong. This is switch as well, no problem. enable, configure terminal, hostname switch 5. Okay, even though here is R5, I gave it the switch 5, whatever its name. Let's create the VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 100, because we have to create the VLAN 100 here. Our all the server are on VLAN 100, so communicate between VLAN must be present on the switch. That's the thing. So still we have not created 30 and 40 printer VLAN. So later on, so if we connected some printer here, and if we have to assign the IP to the printer through the DHCP, or we can do the DHCP reservation later, then we have to add those VLAN on those switch. Okay, VLAN 100. Okay, exit. Do WR. What is do means, because I'm on the configuration mode, so here we can run the write memory command WR. That doesn't work, that's why we have to do WR. Okay, all the configuration has been saved for now. Okay, do so VLAN brief. Right now, we have not assigned the port yet. Okay, terminal interface E0/1 switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, exit. And after that, interface which E0/0 switch port mode access, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. Okay, so VLAN brief, and I have assigned the port for now. Now time to create those port A0/2, A0/2, A0/2. These all port must be the trunk port, because we have multiple VLAN to carry the data of the multiple VLAN. We have to configure those port are as a trunk port. Okay, so I'm on the switch 5. Let me configure that port. Interface E0/2 switch port mode trunk. Okay, so because we are on the virtual environment, so this is layer to switch, even though, but what is saying the mode is in auto. That means whichever connection we made here, it will be connected here. So if this is supposed to be the, if those are on the manual mode, we can configure, but let's configure the trunk port here on this switch, L3 switch, and it will be, those will become automatically the trunk port. Or what we can do the encapsulation, and then we can make it that like this. I'm doing this on this switch for now, like okay, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q switch port mode trunk, no error. Okay, all right, this is down for now because nothing is connected on there, it is off. Exit, do so interface trunk. We can see that E0/2 is strong. Currently all VLAN are allowed at 10, 20, 100, 1. Okay, but we have 4094 VLANs are allowed on the trunk. So for the security reason, we have to allow only the specific VLAN. We have to configure that later. We can do on this way, but let me go here and configure core switch for now. Alright, this is the core switch. On the core switch, we will create the all VLANs here, and we will create the SPI to communicate between the inter-VLAN to make the inter-VLAN routing. We will create the switch VLAN interface here, and those all ports will be on trunk. Okay, core switch. Let me check my lab status. Disk uses, memory uses, CPU uses 0%. Still my lab is good because this is ABNG. So we have to manage lab. If sometimes if the disk uses is 100%, then lab doesn't work next time. It doesn't even boot. So we have to keep monitoring resources. It gives us like the real work. Really, we work on real environment. So because if we have to work on physical environments, we have to have those layer 2 switches, one layer 3 switch, one router, and some of the devices we have to have to work on that. So this makes it very easy. Let's open the core switch. Let's make those all 4 port as a trunk port. And let's create the VLAN here. Enable configure terminal. Okay, interface range E0024. We don't have 4. Okay, 3. 3. Mhm. What's going on? It's not giving any command here. Switch. Okay, let's do why that is happening. Configure interface is 0/2. I don't know what's going on. Switch port. Router right. Let's give the host name. Host name. Core switch 1. 8. Interface 30/2. Switch port. Not sure. Sometimes those doesn't work. Let me turn this off and turn back on one more time. Let me save the configuration. Sometimes oh, that's the problem. I think I said the wrong. This need to be L3. That's fine. This need to be L3 switch. This doesn't work. Sometimes the personal environment doesn't work everything. First networking, then server. So networking is very important in the organization. First, we have to buy those switches, we have to put it there, and we have to connect those via the Ethernet cable or via the fiber cable. How far is distance? Sometimes we have to have connect the multiple campus, multiple buildings. That's determine which medium we use, like Ethernet or fiber. Code switch 1. Configure terminal. I don't know what's going on. Interface E0/2. Switch port. It's not even working. I think I have to bring another switch. VLAN 10. Let's create the VLAN. VLAN 10. Nothing working, right? No any command is working on here. Configure terminal. VLAN 10. It's not even allowing anything. VLAN what? Accounting. Okay. Let me bring another switch. Stop. Delete. Okay. Now, let me connect. Code switch 1. L3. I will make that the L3 switch. Okay. So to connect here, we'll connect here later. It's 0/0. And we may need more port here, because Ethernet port group. So each group has 4 ports. So if we need the more port, if we make the group, we don't need the serial port right now. Okay, will be the 8 port. Let's start. Let's open it and let's check it. Okay. NB RAM. Sometimes this happen on the virtual environment. No need to worry. Okay. If you have any questions, just give me the comment. I'll reply on that. So if you want to build the lab, and if you want to run, I'm not that's the Cisco certified and the CCIE, CCNP, but I know the little bit of networking thing because I do work on IT field. So I can guide you through how those things are work. So at least while working as a IT support engineer or system engineer, or at least work on IT, so we have to have those, at least those knowledge, how the network works, how the server works, how the Office 365 or other cloud works. We have to know the basic of everything, and later you can research on your own and you can go to different field. So if you have those knowledge, and if you encounter any issues on your environment, at least you can reach out to the network engineer or server engineer or cloud engineer. Hey, I'm having this one. It looks like the problem is here. So if we can tell them that's the issue will be resolved fast. Enable configure terminal hostname CWSW1. Okay. Up. Hostname CW. I don't like that kind of name. Okay. So IP interface brief. Okay, we have 8 interface. Let me create VLAN. Quick VLAN 10. Oh, that's why I got it. I supposed to take, because even though there is the L2, because this is working as the router, so router doesn't create the VLAN. Let me edit it. Let me stop it. Let me edit the where's L3. I supposed to take the L2. So this is the, even though this is the L2, this work as the L3 somehow. And L3 is a router as well. This is work as the L3 switch as well. That's why there was a problem previously. Let me stop this one for now. Let's connect here. Okay, 0 by 1. Connect cable 0 by 2. Connect cable 0 by 3. Let's start this device. Alright, let's start. And we need router here later for netting, because this device doesn't do the net. Enable configure terminal, hostname switch. Okay. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 100 for now. We can create all VLAN. VLAN 10, 20, 100, 30, 40. VLAN 30, VLAN 40. Okay. Accept. Interface A0/023. How many? 1, 2, 3. We have, okay, let's do like this. 20/3. How this works, not works, I don't know. Okay, I forgot range command. Interface range A0/023. Switch port, because this work as the layer 3 switch, that's why on the layer 3 switch all ports should be the encapsulated. So switch port trunk encapsulation, switch port trunk encapsulation dot one q, switch port mode trunk. All the ports are trunk for now. This port, those ports, all ports are now, those port will be on. Those are connected. Look on that. Let's see. We may need to run this port as well. Switch 3, switch 1. Let's make the trunk port on them. Enable configure terminal. Interface E0/2. Switch port trunk encapsulation dot one q. Switch port mode. Trunk. Okay, let's make trunk put on switch 3 and switch 1 as well. enable terminal. Okay, interface is 0/2 switch port trunk encapsulation. Generally, the layer 2 switch doesn't accept the encapsulation, but we are on this virtual devices. That's why sometimes we need to do this extra. Q switch port mode trunk. Okay, that's it. That's it. So okay, so interface trunk. Test. So interface trunk. Okay. To trunk, VLAN allowed at DSL. That's fine. Okay. Now let's start this one, and we have not configured SPIs. Let's configure SPI first. Um, Codelier switch on this switch. Okay. We just configure. Nothing has configured. So VLAN brief. We have just created the VLAN and do so interface trunk. We have created the trunk port. On the trunk port, these all VLAN are allowed. 0, 1, 2, 3 touch port trunk. Okay. Let's create the SPI to communicate between the inter VLAN, because we have VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 10, 20, 100. To communicate between the VLAN, because even though that is the VLAN, they have the different IP, different network IP. Those are not on the same network. So in the same network, to communicate between the different VLAN, we have to configure inter VLAN routing. So generally on the large environment, the DHCP will configure on layer 3 devices. But what we are planning to right now, all the DHCP IP assignment done through the DHCP server. Okay. Interface VLAN 10. Interface VLAN 10. IP address, which will be the gateway for the VLAN 10 later. What's the network of VLAN? 192.10.1.255.255.255.0, because this /24 network, if there is /24, the subnet mark should be 255.255.255.0. Okay, and the IP DHCP will configure DHCP help port later. We have to write it down. DHCP. Oh, we are on the interface. IP address. Helper address. It's not taking the command right now. We'll configure later for now. Okay. Let's go interface VLAN 20 IP address. We are configuring SVI right now. So SVI means configuring the IP address on VLAN. 192.168.20.1.0. Right. Exit interface. VLAN 100 for now. IP address 68.100.1. That's it. We have to save these all. Were okay. I don't want this one. Close this one for now. Okay. Now we have configured SVI. So what happened? If we assign the IP address between those devices, those should work each other. But still, we have not configured the DHCP. Let's try configuring the IP address manually and confirm that works or not. Let me turn this server for now. Okay, okay. This is the device from VLAN 10, VLAN 20. I think we just have to run these three devices and resource will not work. I have to monitor its status. Okay, memory. My CPU is almost 75% use. I don't know this will work or not. Let's open the server. Server is restart again. Turn so. Let's turn that off. Stop and turn on again. This happen due to the resources sometimes. Yep. Server is running. Let's run this computer. Just we'll check the connectivity. Okay. This is 10, 12 days. And let's monitor the status. CPU, memory ticks. Okay, that's fine. And I'll run this PC as well. Okay, Windows 10. Now, this is the server. This Windows 10 16. Let me restart this Windows 10 16, this device. That's happened due to the memory. Okay, so I'm running three computers. Server, this is server, and this computer, this computer. But let's check if we have the IP address. IP config all. What is that? Why IP is that? Interesting. That's happened. No worries. And I'll check on this device. Let's see. Sometimes that's happened. I'll go to direct on here. Network assignment on identifies network. This is taking the IP address. So until it get the IP, we can talk on it. Okay, let's assign the IP statically for now. 1012. This gonna be, we are just checking the connectivity. This gonna be IP address from VLAN 10 because this device is on VLAN 10. I'll remove the IPv6 for now. VLAN 10 is the flowing IP address. 10.2. One we gave to the interface, and the default gateway 192.168.10.1. And we don't need the DNS for now because we are not connecting with internet and we are not connecting device to the domain. So if we have to connect, so we'll define the DNS later. Okay, we'll resolve these issues. Okay, this is on 10, and where is 16.1? Let's go this computer. This computer is this 11.16. 11.16. Let's configure the IP. Okay, just we are checking inter-VLAN routing is working or not. Assigning the IP manually. Later we'll configure DHCP. This is from the VLAN 20, 20.2, and what's the default gateway? 20.1. Okay, close. Alright, let's connect the server. I forget the admin password. It's supposed to be the Cisco 123. Okay, let me find the server IP address for now. Just hold on, guys. Purge. Okay, let's log in here. So this is on VLAN 100. We have to give. I'm not sure if that is getting the IP. Which IP it is getting? Okay, I'm not going to connect the server manager for now. Close this. Okay. 192.168.100.2 to pipe pipe to pipe pipe to pipe pipe 192.168.100.1. So this gonna be later. This gonna be DNS server. So the server IP would be the same. 192.168.100.2. We don't have, for internet only we can give the alternate DNS server for the Google. For now this is all, and let's check the connectivity. Does, let's minimize this. Does this PC still unidentifies network? Okay, the IP is there. Let's run the oh, firewall. Windows Defender, because if we try to connect, it doesn't. CMT, open, ping 192.168.10.2. That is this computer. Destination host unreachable. How come? We'll troubleshoot this. Let's check. Let's check Windows firewall. Windows Defender firewall. Let's run the firewall first for testing purpose. Okay, Windows run firewall. Run off for local and public for now. Okay, dismiss. I'll run the firewall on this one. Okay. Okay, not for now. In the real environment, we don't run off the firewall. So right now I'm just running off firewall to allow the ping. So we can turn on the, what is called that, the ICMP echo. But right now, let's do it. It's still saying the destination host unreachable. Probably, maybe there is something wrong in our router configuration. Let's check from the switch 5 or switch 3 if we can ping the gateway. Ping 68 10.1. Okay, ping 68.10.1. Recognize host address. Let's check. So IP interface brief. Okay, those are off. So interface trunk A0/2 is trunk VLAN 10 2030. So VLAN brief. Have VLAN. Okay, let's check the core switch. So VLAN brief, we have VLAN 10. So interface trunk. So IP interface brief. Oh, you see that? These are drawn off. Protocol are down. The status is administratively down. Okay, configure terminal. That's on this switch. Let me show you guys. That is happening on this switch. This core switch. The interface was drawn off. Let me turn that on. Core switch. Let me see. That's right. Let me go ahead, configure terminal, configure terminal interface, enable configure terminal, configuration mode, interface range, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, VLAN 100, oh, VLAN 100, oh, shut down. Okay, let's do switch to come off. Let's check. Let's check from this PC to this PC. Ping. Request timeout. You see the message destination host unreachable. That means the that was not working, and it could be something. Now we can check. Ping. Does it ping its gateway? 20.192.168.20.1. Yes, pinging its gateway. Ping 192.168.10.1. It's pinging. It's pinging both network. So it could be something the firewall. We can check it. And on this device too, its gateway. Oh, there is something wrong. There is something wrong. IP assignment. Now 10.2, 10.1. Okay. 10.12. That's 10. Which VLAN is this? It's not even going to its gateway. 10.1 its gateway. So we have to make sure about this one, right? What's going wrong here? So VLAN brief, we have VLAN 10 and 100. Oh, you see that? No port assigned. No port assigned. That's why. Terminal interface E0/1. Switch port mode access. Switch port access. VLAN 10. Total power. Exit. So great. Now port is assigned. It's supposed to be 1012. It's supposed to be ping to its gateway. Still not. It's still saying destination host unreachable. Okay. Now read. So interface trunk is 0/2. Interesting. What's going on here? What's going on here? Was was pinging. It's started to ping. Okay. Now let's ping the server. Ping 92.160. Okay, let's each other. Ping 68. This is on VLAN 10 20.2. It's pinging. It's pinging 20.2. This is 20.2, right? IP config. It's not working. I don't know why. I have to go here and check lots of command. This is 20.2 and this is 20.1. Let's see from this computer 10.1 pinging. Ping 192.168.10.1. It's pinging. It's inter VLAN routing. Okay, that means what's happening here? What we conclude till now. Let me close this one. Okay, these all the port that is access level switch ever connected to the core layer switch should be strong. This is strong. This is strong, and VLAN should be presented. If there is no routing, VLAN should be presented on each switch. Right. Now we'll configure the DHCP. Now we'll configure the DHCP on server. This is the DHCP server. We have assigned IP address, this one, in the range of that. Okay, let's install the DHCP role on it. Let me check the lab status, storage, everything. How memory almost full. Okay, let's start the server manager and install the DHCP and DC role on it. Domain controller. Right now, if you go to here, do you see the DHCP role here? No, and DC role also not. Domain controller, Active Directory user and computer. Let's go here, add roles and features. Then that the name is SRV. That doesn't matter for us. Okay. Okay, Active Directory domain service. Okay, we're gonna do edit DS, DLS, Active Directory model, add service, and DHCP role as well. Next, 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 next. Install. Now those devices should get the IP from the DHCP. Let it to finish this. Let it to finish this. Alright, almost. This is done. Configuration required. Installation success on share. We close. Let's go ahead. Okay. Role and features. Okay. promote the server to the domain controller, complete the DHCP. Let's control domain controller. Add the domain controller for an existing new forest. Okay, domain controller. What can be domain controller? Raz.com. This is gonna be my domain name. Next. And I will promote this server as the DHCP server as well. Okay, and global address catalog, domain name service, DNS server, same. Next, Windows Server 2016, it's configuring. Okay, let's type the password. Directory service DSR password. We are creating the DC server and DHCP server after the networking. This is Windows Server 2016 and we have those Windows 11 computers. Later we'll connect those computers to the domain. This video will be longer. I'm not editing anything. Whichever time takes, so you can just fast forward the video and you can go to your record place into it. First the server default the thing should be good. I'll be check successfully pass. Okay. Install the domain controller, Active Directory domain service. This is the simple office configuration. Still we have not configured the internet. Probably to get the internet we may need to go to the another video later because this video is going so longer. Okay, waiting for DNS installation finished. Okay, the lab status is memory almost full, the storage is fine, CPU is fine, memory almost full. If this goes 100%, I may get the problem. What I can do till now, I can turn this computer off to save the memory. Setup. This is the server, it is installing. I'm turning this computer off. Okay, you are about to sign out. Close. We may need to restart. Okay, DHCP role as well, DHCP administrator user. Okay, let it restart and configure this. I turn this computer off. This already stopped. So this will give me the few resources on my computer. Okay, it's dropped down a little bit. This is fine. If you guys need help to set up this lab and I can guide you through, just connect to me. Okay, it's just restarting, setting up the computer. Till now, I'm just reviewing this one. Till now, what we did, we just configure those access layer switches with VLAN. All VLAN must be present on here to communicate, and we make this port, these two port E0 by 0, E0 by 1 as a access port, and assign the VLAN on this port 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20, and this port E0 by 2, E0 by 2, E0 by 2. We configure this port as a trunk port, and we configure VLAN on core switch till now, and we assign the IP address on VLAN to make inter-VLAN routing to communicate between the inter-VLAN. Later on, we have to configure ACL and those things, because like Wi-Fi users should not access the server. In that cases, we have to configure ACL for the security reason. And after that, what we did manually assign the IP for testing purpose on this device. We assign the IP from the range of VLAN 10 network and a range of 20 for this device, and from the VLAN 100 for this server. And we test the communication between those different VLAN, so we were able to ping. Now currently what we are doing, we are configuring the server. We have one server, this is our domain controller server and DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol server, because on the enterprise level, on the organization level, we don't assign the IP address statically to each device which are connected on the organization. On that case, what we have to do, we need the DHCP. So we can configure DHCP on switch like L3 switch or router or firewall, or we can make a separate DHCP server which makes monitoring and managing DHCP easily. Now our server is ready. Okay, RAS administrator. This is I'm logging through the administrator, so we have to promote this server as the DHCP, and we'll create the DHCP scope. For now, still on the server manager. Not sure. Okay, we have to promote. Let it to refresh it. Okay, we have to promote DHCP server first. DHCP install. Oh, DHCP also install. DHCP Active Directory user and computers. Okay, let's configure the DHCP for now. This is the server. DHCP server is off. Refresh. Let's create the new scope on DHCP4. DHCP scope name VLAN 10. All the VLAN 10 devices should we get the IP from the VLAN 10. 192.168. We'll reserve the some IP from the VLAN 10. Let's say starting 20. Okay, and IP 192.168.10.254. Okay, we are reserving this IP for 10, and this is for the exclusion. So if you want to exclude any IP from the DHCP range, what we did here is start 20, and between those IP, if you want to exclude any IP, we can do that one, but we have already excluded 10 IP because the DHCP will assign from the 20, so we are not excluding any IP for now. Next, okay, router. What would be the default router for 10? 192.168.10.1. This is gonna be default route for VLAN 10 and DNS. So DNS is the parent domain is this one. The already the DNS 192.168.8. We can assign the alternate DNS as well. So validating DNS services is running. Let's check it. Okay, the IP address not valid address. Yes, I want it. Next. Link server no. Activate, yes. Finished. Scope is activate there. And I have to create why DSCP is not running here. It's down. Let's see. Go, attacks. Let's start. Restart it. It's running. And we have to create the new scope. Okay. IPv4. New scope. Scope for VLAN 20. VLAN 20. Let's see, we did the wrong, I think, scope. Oh, that's the 10. VLAN 10, 10. That's fine. Address pool 10. Okay, that's fine. New scope. VLAN 20. 20.20 and 168.20.254, the last IP. Now exclusion. Default router 1.1. This is the default gateway for VLAN 20. And DNS server, if you want to add another alternate DNS server, that is fine, but this is the DNS server IP that will get. If you have the different, because we have the DC server and DNS server is on same server, that's why it automatically pick the IP, otherwise we have to give that IP here. Link server, no, finished. And let's create another scope for VLAN 100. VLAN 100. We have to create for Wi-Fi and another VLAN, but we have two VLAN for now. 6820. Okay, 192. 168.100.250. 50. Okay, no exclusion for now. No, and default router 192.168.100.1. This is the default gateway for VLAN 100. Okay, King Wings no finished. Now we have three DHCP scopes running on our server. DHCP server. VLAN 10, 20, and 100 scope. We can check. Now any address lease on there? We can check it. No, no any address is leasing because now we have to configure DHCP relay. DHCP relay because who is providing DHCP 10.192.168.100.2 is providing DHCP service to all this device. So we have to configure this core switch. What we have to do here, let me go, enable, configure terminal. Each VLAN we have to configure interface, range, VLAN 10, VLAN 20. Let's try if we can do it at once. VLAN 20, VLAN 100. Okay, the result should be what's going on? No VLAN. Okay. Oh my god, it's making VLAN 20, VLAN 100. IP, DHCP, helper address. Let's see if we can give 192.168.100.2. That works fine. No, it didn't work. Okay, give it assign individually. Configure terminal interface VLAN 10 IP helper address. Oh, right here. IP helper address 192.168.100.2. That's it. Interface VLAN 20 IP helper address 192.168.100.2 because when this device VLAN 20 device requests the DHCP through the DORA process and it will request to this gateway and this will forward it to this server and server pool will find the IP there, available IP, then that assign. That's it. Interface VLAN 100 IP DHCP helper IP helper address IP helper address 192.168.100. Let's check. Okay, to developer. Okay, so running configuration, do so run. Okay, what we have configured till now, it encapsulation .1 queue, switch port mode trunk, those port are trunk port. Okay, VLAN 10, IP address, IP helper address 20, 30, 100. 30 we have not configured nothing. 100 as well. That's all. Now we have to go here and try to get the Let's go on this device as well. Let's run those 1, 2, 3, 4 and get the IP from DHCP. And those should be able to access the DHCP server. 16 with 11, 16. This one. This time I'm not going to give this the static IP. I will give it the DNS and everything from the DHCP. Let's start this computer. Okay. Okay. It's getting the IP. It's getting the APIPA. I don't know. There could be something wrong. 11, 16. This should get the IP from 20. What we can do on CMD IP config release. I don't know CUNFIC. Oh, PCUNFIC config release IP config. Okay, config. Now we have to troubleshoot on this one. Let's try on 14. This computer. CMD IP config. Those are not taking the IP from the DHCP server. Interesting. Let's troubleshoot it. Alright. Pipa. Why? Why DHCP server is not working? On DHCP. Okay, configuration required more. Once the DHCP post installation wizard, we have not run this one. Probably complete DHCP configuration is not completed, that's why. Okay. That's what the problem was. That's what the problem was. Alright, completed. DHCP. It's running? Yeah, now it is running. Let's go to those computers. Let's disable and re-enable. Still not provided. Please. Okay. still this one. Renew. You see the DHCP error here. Warning, DHCP server system is warning. We may need to restart. DHCP service on the local machine belongs to the Windows administrator domain. It's determined that's not authorized to start. It has a step service client for the following reason. Okay, we may need to restart this service one more time. Let's restart the server. 1014 DSCP scope 10 address leases. Is there any leases? Not. We may need to restart the server. Let me restart it. Okay guys, after restarting looks like it works. So I just checked this one. Okay, let me make it. This is server 10. This is the scope. This is the scope. Okay, let's check it here. Close this. I'm going to minimize server. These two computer. While renewing, let's see. Let's check the IP address. It's still supposed to work. It's supposed to work. 10 and 20. Or this one. How many computer? Two computers. Those supposed to work. I don't know. As for this, the SCP, it is saying warning. It says 10 quiz sub address. Address 10.20. Oh, that's the scope. Address pool. Address lease. Oh no, any lease address. What's going on? Not sure. Let me see. Something wrong. IP address lease. No, any address is leasing it. Okay, that's fine. Let's troubleshoot what's going on here. Disable. Enable. DHCP. This is the DHCP problem. Okay, we will meet on another video. I have to troubleshoot this one. probably something on router, on switch, or on server. I'll look on that. Thank you guys.